Welcome back to Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am your host Rocky in my mother's kitchen. My mother is sitting this one out. It is another Southern Essential video, something she's made teas before, but we're doing a sweet tea. This is number 17 on the Southern Essentials list of the top 20 things that every Southern cook should know. So, real quick, I just took this water off. It's at a hot boil, so I'm gonna get to it. Just ignore this this half gallon for now. I've got a half-gallon jug, so this is going to be for a half gallon, not 1 gallon. I'm going to use 2 bags of the family size. I'll show you that in a second. But I want to get my water on so I can start steeping while it's still hot. And I would put in 4 cups of water. Or half gallon. Ouch. Hot water. What did I say? I wish you had a better saucepan that had a pouring spout on it. Alright. So, want to get that in hot because the first one I'm going to do is the simple quick version, and it needs to dissolve the sugar in this, but it still needs to be hot to dissolve the sugar. So I'm going to get that in while as hot as I can. Recipes I've looked at called for 10 to 15 minutes, or 5 to 15 minutes of steep time, so I'm going to shoot that right in the middle for 10 minutes. I'm going to let this go for 10 minutes and steep. This one has been steeping, will be going on 3 hours. There's a reason why I'm doing this. I don't think a 10-minute steep time is long enough to get a good tea flavor out. So this one went longer. This one is cold now, just about room temperature, so I'm going to have to make a simple syrup for that one. So we have 4 cups of hot water, and what I'm using is the family size bags. I'm using Red Diamond tea. I'm from Birmingham. This is made in Moody, which is just outside of Birmingham, so this is a local brand for me, and I use it because I'm shopping local. So Red Diamond tea for me, and family size bags. It's 1 bag per quart, so there's 2 bags in each of these, which will be enough to make 1/2 gallon of tea. I'm going to get these out of here in just a moment, and I'm going to make simple syrup to finish this one off. This one is the same thing, 2 bags for 4 cups of hot water, and the amount of sugar that goes in this is only going to be anywhere, one company says a 1/2 cup, another one says up to 2 cups per gallon, which should be a whole cup per half. Sweet tea is really the drinker's preference. Some people like it sweeter where it almost stands up a spoon. Some people don't like it quite as sweet. So I'm going to kind of go for that spot right in the middle. But by doing it 2 ways, one, the sugar dissolved right in versus the sugar going to be made in boiling water to make a syrup and then added. It's going to also be able to tell if you can taste a difference in the sugars, if it comes out with a different sweetness, but they're both 3/4 cups. So it's the same amount of sugar, the same amount of tea. I'm just changing the steeping times, and I'm changing the way you put the sugar in. And then I'm going to do a blind taste test at the end, and I might not be able to tell a difference, and then it really won't matter. So that's my goal, is to do a blind taste test. Going to let this steep for 10 minutes, and I'll be back, and we'll put the sugar in, and hopefully by that point the water will be hot and I can make my simple syrup at the same time. So we'll be back just in a few moments. Alright, the simple syrup got done before the 10-minute steep on that, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this one first. To make a simple syrup, it was 1 quart of water, 4 cups, and I got it to a boil. Then I added the 3/4 cups of sugar, and when you first put it in, it's cloudy. You want to leave it on at a boil until it comes out clear. When it's clear, the sugar is all dissolved, and you have a simple syrup. Now this will burn even worse in the hot water, so careful with this one. Pull out those bags first. I should have done that. Should have pulled the bags up before. The color of this one here that is steeped for longer is much, I'd say a shade or 2 darker than the one that's only steeping for 10 minutes. So I think it definitely is going to have a little bit stronger of a tea flavor. Alright, that tea now is done. Just needs to come to room temperature. Don't even need to stir that one. And leave the top off. A little bit hot to touch, so don't grab it by the side. Let that one go. It is going on 10 minutes, so this one here will be ready. Pull this out. It's still hot to the touch. Go ahead and pull those bags out. I'm not really pressing them. It gets bitterness out of it if you press them too hard against the side. I am dragging them up the side a little bit. 3/4 cups of sugar going in. And stir to dissolve. Like I said, this, because the water is not at a boil anymore, is going to be harder for it to dissolve all the sugar. It's going to dissolve, but it's really hard to tell when it's clear because it is tinted. Okay, I don't see any more liquid crystals floating around, so I'll add another quart of water, 4 cups. And to be fair, what I'll do is put them side by side. So they both got exactly the same amount in them. So, 10 minutes steep with sugar into the hot tea, added water. 3-hour steep and made a simple syrup to go for the last half gallon, or last quart of that half gallon. So 2 different ways, and when these come up back to room temperature, it is now 2 o'clock our time. I gotta go get my dad from dialysis here shortly. I'll be back a little bit after 3, so by 3:30, hopefully they're cooled off enough where I can put them over ice and give them a taste. So we'll be back then, and I'll let you know if there is any difference. I would say just a touch darker on the longer steeped one. So maybe 1 shade darker, but we'll be back and have a taste here shortly. So it is the next day. The jugs were too warm even after letting it cool for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So in the fridge they went and they cooled off. Now they're definitely cold. I've got each one marked. This is the 10-minute steep. This is the 3-hour steep. Can you tell a difference in color?
That one's darker.
This one is a little bit darker, a shade or 2 darker. Now what I've done is on the bottom of this cup I've written 10 minutes, and this one is 3-hour. Mom, turn around. I'm going to pour the 3-hour into the 3-hour. I'm going to pour the 10 minute into the 10 minute, and then I may or may not move the cups. So, got those in. Alright, now I'm going to turn around. And you do the same thing. You move the cups, or don't move the cups. That way I don't know if you moved them or didn't move them, then I don't really know where they are. So if you didn't move them, and I thought you did, I'll have no idea. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, knowing that you know that I know that this one would be the poison, this one must have the art. Inconceivable! It's a movie line from Princess Bride, the iocane poison. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Alright, so, I'm going to take a sip of whatever's in front of me. Don't look at the bottoms of them when you do it. Now these have exact the same amount of sugar, it's just the steep time is different. Now I'm not looking in the glasses to see which one's darker. You go ahead and taste them and see if you can...
And I don't like tea.
She doesn't, but really I want you to decide if there's a difference in flavor. Either the strength of the tea or the sweetness. Can you taste the difference? I can too. That one tastes sweeter and more tea flavor. This one just seems weak. I'm gonna guess that this is this one. I got it wrong. That's actually the 10-minute steep. This one here, I don't taste the sugar as much, and the tea does taste stronger because of that. I mean, they're both good to me.
Both bad to me.
I would drink either one, but honestly, I think I prefer the 10-minute one. But they're both good. If you want a little less sweet, I guess make the syrup. And a little more tea flavor. That would be probably good with a little more sugar in it. But they're both good. I like them. So either way you go, they're still both going to be sweet tea. This one is a little more sweeter. Now the true test. Makes 2 half-gallon corn. I know where you want to go. If this is the way you're used to doing it with a longer steep where you make the syrup, that's fine. Or the 10-minute steep and just put the sugar in hot, the quick and dirty, easy version is fine. I don't think there's really a wrong way to do it. Now, the one thing that of note is I left out one ingredient. If you're making this and you're doing a gallon size, you can put an 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda into it, which would be just like a pinch into a half gallon, and that's if you're not going to be using it right away. So if I was going to leave this in for the fridge for a week, I would definitely want baking soda in it. But this will go home. My girlfriend and I will polish this off within a couple days. I mean, I could drink a half gallon of this a day easy. So there you have it. That was number 17, I think. On the either 17 or 19 or 18. I don't remember. I don't have my list in front of me.
I don't remember either.
I took my computer home and that's in the bag, but it will be in the title which one this is. I will give this a success. I can make Southern sweet tea, and real easy to do. So
And you can drink it too.
I will drink it. I'll see if Dad wants some. But I think I succeeded. That's sweet tea. If you want it sweeter, put more sugar in it. If you like it, like this, I don't want mine to stand a spoon up in it. I don't want mine that sweet where my teeth hurt. But give it a try. It's refreshing to me. One other optional ingredient is bourbon. I'm not joking, folks. Serve it over ice, cold and refreshing, any time of the year. Thank you for watching, folks, and we'll get this one marked off the list. I think we have 5 more recipes to do, so we'll get those finished off and be done with our Southern series. Have a great day.